Greetings, husband forced wife and sweetheart to be friends. Dear Mckoy, I married the love of my life when I was 22 years old. I love him with everything in me, and he showed me that he loved me too. There is nothing on this earth that I would not do for him. My family was against the marriage because they said he was a womanizer, but nobody could tell me nothing about my love. Due to this, my family hardly contacted me and I didn't have friends. Who would want them when I have all that I needed? Our marriage was going great, and I thought I was fulfilling him sexually because I pulled out all the stops. One day we were having a talk and he mentioned that he wanted to bring another female into the bedroom. At first, I hesitated because I loved him too much to share him, but then he convinced me that it would only be for that one time, so I agreed. He brought home the girl, and she was such a beauty. I immediately regretted my decision because deep down I felt like something would go wrong. Anyways, I went along. During the session, I realized that they were very much into each other, which was quite strange. I heard the girl scream out that she loved his dick every time. That made me freeze and all my love juice dried up. I went for a bottle and threw it at them, and I was getting crazy. He warned me not to throw any more and that we should sit and talk like adults. The man I loved so much told me that he had been seeing the girl for years before we even got married and that she holds a special place in his heart, but not as deep as me. The tears just started flowing uncontrollably and I felt like my heart was ripped from my body. He said he was very sorry that it had to be revealed that way, but he was happy that it happened. He said he would never want me to leave him, but he is asking that his sweetheart and I have a cordial relationship. I am wondering if a spell was placed on me. Why I am so stupid. I told him that we could work on it. He established rules and boundaries for their relationship, and she agreed. We started supposedly living happy, but I know deep down that she hates me. She behaves friendly to me in front of him, but she doesn't talk to me otherwise. Sometimes she will come by our house and cook, but I secretly throw away my portion. They will make out while I am there, as that is part of the agreement, but I choose not to be in the same space. When we go shopping, he buys her stuff too, and I have to smile. I am tired of crying and being depressed, and worst, I have no one to talk to. I cannot dare tell my family because they will laugh at me. I hate this situation so bad and I want to be out of this marriage, but I love him too much to leave. Anonymous. Dear Miss, you cannot love someone that much until you are hurting yourself. You need to go to your parents and let them know. They will give you the strength to do what is necessary. Your happiness is supposed to be the most important thing right now, so please take the first step by seeking help and counseling. Greetings, cheated with the rich sugar demon. Confession. I experienced the saying, the love of money is the root of all evil. I was married to my first love and first everything for 17 years. We started dating from I was going to high school, and we used to share our resources because we didn't have much growing up. We loved each other very much and did most things together. We both went to the same college and became teachers. We pooled our earnings together, got married, purchased a house and started our little family. The marriage produced 2 sons. There was this woman at my workplace that I used to adore because she always dressed impeccable. I always wondered how a teacher could afford to dress that way. I would go in stores and look at fancy clothes, but they were way out of my budget. I became obsessed with seeing my colleague that it turned to me bad-minding her. I started pressuring my husband for money to buy clothes, and he would say we cannot afford at the moment. I always heard about dating sites and sugar daddies, so I joined one. I met this man and luckily he was in Kingston. We agreed to meet up and I hid from work one day and went to meet him. We communicated our expectations, which was him providing finances and me providing him comfort. He said he was too old for penetration, but he liked to be petted. I was so happy with the arrangement. That day he gave me $50,000 and I remember going to the store and getting some nice clothes. The arrangement was very sugary and I was feeling great. I would tell my husband lies about me doing extra classes to earn spending money. In those times, I would go visit my sugar. I would just have to rub him down and pleasure myself for him to see. I decided to open a private bank account to save my sugar money. One day, Sugar brought me to a car dealership and asked which vehicle I would desire, and I showed him. He said it was time I got a ride because he was tired of coming to pick me up. I know I couldn't afford a vehicle, much less those expensive ones, so I just ignored him. Sugar told me that if I was willing to go to the next level, he was willing to satisfy more of my financial needs. The next level was spending nights with him. I really wanted a vehicle, but how was I to leave my husband and 2 sons for overnight? I started telling lies about staying over my girlfriend for girls' night because I was stressed out, and my husband believed me and encouraged me to take relaxing breaks. Due to the fact that Sugar wasn't penetrating me, I was still good sexually with my husband. I started spending 1 night per week at Sugar's house in Jacks Hill, and one night he surprised me with the car that I pointed out at the dealership. He said the only requirement is that I must not bring my husband in the front seat. If he has to be in it, he should sit at the back opposite to me. That was no issue to me because it was tinted very dark and I thought they would never cross paths. I told my husband I got the vehicle on special and that I would be paying monthly installments for it. He was so excited, and our 2 boys and us went for a drive out. I felt so good that I even allowed him to drive. We went to celebrate in Kingston and were there having fun when I saw Sugar sitting at a table across from us. He sent me a text to meet him outside in his van in 5 minutes. It was the first since dating him that I felt scared. I told my husband I was going to the restroom and went outside in his van. I was met with a painful drag of my hair and a slap to my face. He said he knew I had my husband driving the car he bought me and he was upset. He warned me and said I should leave the restaurant and not be seen with my family near him again. He then handed me a gift box with a beautiful gold bangle and kissed my cheek he slapped. I went back to the restaurant and told my husband that it seems I got food poisoning as my face was getting swollen and painful, so we left. I saw Sugar's van outside and told my son to ride up front with me and placed the other one behind me. After that incident, the gifts started coming in more. I had to hide some of them from my husband at my home in the country. One day I came home from work and my husband said an old man stopped by looking for his kitten. We were there laughing because it sounded funny. He said the old man drove a nice van and to my surprise he described Sugar's van. I was so nervous. That night Sugar sent me a video of me giving his dead penis a blowjob and demanded that I leave my husband, or he will send it to him. All this time, he was secretly recording me. I just knew he was too good to be true. I started ignoring him and blocked him from my phone, but he started playing rough. I went to a plaza one day and when I came out of the store, my vehicle was missing. He sent me a text to say he used his key to drive it away and I should meet him at his house. I took a taxi and went there, and he used a belt to beat me like his child. I hated him so much, but I wanted my ride back. I just soothed him down and kept apologizing. It was that time that I realized I sold my happiness for a demon. Things took a major twist as he started inviting over his friends to watch me caressing him, and they would rub on my body and slap me all over my body. One time, he even had me on a leash crawling around naked in his house. I had a little over 3 million saved in my Sugar account and decided I need to get away. I applied for a teaching program overseas and got through. It was like God was on my side because the process was completed so quickly. Me, my husband, and 2 sons left for my new opportunity. Before we left, I sold the house and all of the gifts I got from Sugar. I left the vehicle outside his home one day and I told my husband that I returned it to the bank. I felt so light and relieved. I confessed all my sins to God and became a Christian. I am now expecting my daughter with my husband. My husband is also teaching at the same school as me and our sons are doing very well. My mother is currently living with us too. I could have died at the hands of my sugar daddy, but God delivered me. Greetings, hate that I love a user. Dear Mckoy, I have been dating this man on and off. This minute we are nice, the next minute we are not. I live in Cayman while he lives in Jamaica. He behaves so childish and the least little thing he gets very upset. Every time we have a disagreement, he behaves terribly and even uses curse words at me. I will block him for some time, then I run back to him. Whenever this happens, I have to use money to sweet him up. Every time I say I am done with him, something draws me back to him. The only time this man shows a little care is when I send him money. Moreover, it is never enough. If I give him money today, he is sweet today, then by the next day he starts acting up. I work so hard in the days, and when I get home I want to relax and talk to him, but he is always tired and wants to sleep. If I speak on it, he says I should leave him alone and go find a man. He reaches out to me whenever he is in need. I came home to Jamaica in February and went to surprise him. Instead of him being happy to see me, the man slammed his door in my face. I sat outside for like almost an hour, and he didn't come out. Me, the idiot I am, left an envelope with 2,000 CI on his veranda and left. He texts me about an hour later saying thanks for the thing. I am saying not even a call. I was in Jamaica for 2 weeks, and I only saw him twice, and the sex was rushed and awful. I don't want him, but I don't know how to leave him alone. He is draining me financially, mentally, and emotionally. Drain came in, dear miss. It is clear that you know this man is only using you for your finances. The first thing you have to do is love yourself enough to not allow this sort of negative energy in your life. Clear your mind of this man, if it means you block him and change your phone number. Clearly, he doesn't want to work because he knows he has a source of free money. Find exciting things to occupy your thoughts rather than this man. Worse, I have not seen you share anything positive about him. Life is too short to be living unhappy, my dear. All the best.